Hello and welcome back to 16 Years and Now Kid Free. I was meant to be going to a campsite tonight, but I found this little lay-by. There's William. And I mean, for a place to chill out, my word, just wow, look at it all. I know the night doesn't do it all that well, but look at them clouds coming in over there, just looking so wild and rugged. And then you've got this pass down here, and all day long you've had some RRT people, rally people come through with some rather loud exhausts. There was even a Subaru person that came through, and he just looked over and went, beep, beep. You're like, yes, you know who we are. Even though this is my first Subaru I've ever owned, just brilliant. Somebody else coming through now, but yeah, it's just a mad place. So different to everywhere else I've been. It's just, I can't believe it. Brilliant bit of internet. I'm going to step back into William now because it is a little bit cold. But yeah, what a brilliant place to be. And as I said, I've got a decent bit of internet, and I can't believe that. So I thought, well, why not? Oh, I'll get myself a bit more comfy. Look, you can even see that little bit of view out there. Even though I'm looking at the view over there, and it's like a nice little bit of road coming down, and it's been absolutely brilliant. I can't believe it. Even I parked up outside a shop. Excuse me. Chicken. I must admit, I must bring in the chicken. Lucky enough, I walked into Morrison's, and yeah, when I walked in there, I noticed they've only had part and parcel of bits of chicken and nothing to make a full amount of chicken. Yeah, so they put all the chicken into one bag and made it out for £2.95 when it's usually £2.95 per portion of whatever they're doing. Sorry, I thought I had another exhaust then. So yeah, I thought I'd do my thoughts on Cumbria. Oh, by the way, I'm up in the Yorkshire Dales now, just to let you know. Yeah, my thoughts on Cumbria. Wow, since I turned up there, and I turned up in that first little campsite, and he was absolutely beautiful, brilliant, and just over the top, niceness. And that's well, it's been a tale of multiple layers, I must admit. Turned up to that campsite, it was absolutely brilliant, and then I saw about the fairy footsteps, and I went over there through that ancient forest with all that rock work that's just buried in this ancient forest, up to the fairy footsteps, which is, I love that. Really do love that thing of ancient legends, just the same as when I was over in Ireland and you had the legend of Queen Meave, and I climbed up to that massive cairn up there. It was just, yeah, it was brilliant walk through there, brilliant to see that. Yes, I know I touched the side, so I didn't get to see a ferry, but take your kids there. Let them experience that legend. Let them, climb up that little pathway, and believe that they can see fairies. You just got to keep that imagination alive. And then after that, where did I go? Oh yeah, and then after that, I headed off because I wanted to go and climb Scafell, and ended up at the old post office campsite. Beautiful little place. A lot of around Scafell doesn't have internet, but that place has brilliant internet. A beautiful pub next to it with really nice food. You saw the pizza where me and William had Netflix and chill with our pizza, even though William didn't eat the pizza. I don't think it'd go down quite too well. William's done so well on this. I don't want to try and shove pizza down his exhaust. No, the fuel pipe. That's the one. Down his fuel pipe. And then I went to do Scafell. Yeah, I weren't feeling it then. I must admit, I really wasn't feeling it then. And I think that's a lot of, if you're going to do something, you've got to have it in your head to, if you have it in your head that you're not going to do it, you're not going to do it. And I felt that on that day. And I knew that I had to come back with a positive attitude, and I would really get up there and do it. And then after that, of course, I went to Cockermouth, one of the places all over the place that I really wanted to see the Cocker River and the Derwent River coming together. And that was a brilliant day there. And then I went off and met the beautiful people of Maryport, sorry. Met them, went out and got my lasagna, and just, you know, all around that area, people were just like, all right, Pat, and they're just absolutely lovely. Which will balance out in as I go through this. Sorry about the hearing aids. I know the whistle and everything like that. And of course, and then after that, I got to go and meet David with that amazing, absolutely amazing Viking settlement. And like, he treated me like one of the family, where I just got to stay in the longhouse with all the pelts and the you know, the fire and everything. Everybody saw them videos of the fire, and it was just absolutely brilliant. And then I must admit, I had a bit of a wind down there. You know, a lot of people think that I'm ultra confident and everything like that. I can talk to people. I like to talk. But, you know, it takes a lot from people from the other side when I go into places, because I do go into a lot of places and like I want to, you know, try and talk to people. I think, oh well, they don't really want to talk to me. You know, I'm just saying the same stuff over and over again, and then I have to realise, just because I'm saying it over and over again, not everybody, you know, everybody else is only hearing it from the first time. You know, if you ever thought, you know, you heard me say, you know, welcome to 16 years and alcohol free, or, you know, take it easy, keep adventuring, and love you, bye. I've said that in one of them two different phrases about just over 500 times, 520 times. Um, what I say to people when they say, oh, what's this adventure about? Why have you got 16 years and now kid free? You know, why are you traveling around the UK so much? It's because I always end up having to say the same thing of like, oh, I was a single full-time parent for the last 7 years. Yeah, and then my daughters turn into teenagers, wanting to move in with their mum, moving them. Well, they went and moved in the month. I said, well, sod it, I'm going around the UK and Ireland for a year. And you know, I've got William, I've got my bed down one side of him, my kit down the other side of him, and that's what I do. And I have said that, well, if I say over 2,000 times, I don't think I'll be exaggerating. I really don't, because even like on the mountainside, I say it to one person, and I go up to like past them, meet another people, and then they ask me questions, so I say it again, and then you got them people walking past me going, well, he's saying it again. It's like, well, yeah, because they don't know. But back on with my journey, I went up to Gretna, which is Gretna Green, Gretna. It's like, you know, both pretty much the same place, but you know, what I mean. Went up to Gretna, stayed in that lodge, had a nice bath, not as much as a bath later on. Had a nice bath, met some brilliant people at that sports bar there, and like they bought me a pint and just introduced me to people. And then I ended up with like all these like football hooligans around me. There might be football fans, football hooligans, but they were brilliant. They found out about my story, and of course I ended up having to say the same thing over again. And they were absolutely brilliant. Put some music on the jukebox, and everybody had a brilliant night. And then, oh, where was I after that? I'm trying to remember. I came back down south, and that's when I headed, I must admit, just off into the very north of Yorkshire, and done my bits. Well, I didn't do anything over there. I just, you know, chilled out a bit. I must admit, just had that chilled out night around like what this is like. Not quite as high, I must admit. Sorry, there's just a beautiful view over there. Yeah, so I done that, and then after that I decided to come back down, and then I think that's when I messed up and went to Keswick and found out that you can't actually get through to the car park I wanted for the shorter route that went up Scarfell, and then it is a long route. If you ever look at the map, where I was, I ended up having to go back out towards Cockermouth, and then come all the way back round to get back to the old post office. Again, brilliant campsite. Done that, and then of course I had that Tuesday morning. Absolutely brilliant. I couldn't believe how beautiful that day was. I really, really cannot believe It was just so beautiful, and it was just out of this world. And then while I was climbing up there, like the pub that you saw me at, it was only because I didn't think there was a pub nearby or any place properly to camp by, or have internet at a camp, because I couldn't get internet at the bottom of there. Yeah, and then they talked to me and they said, oh, they got brilliant Wi-Fi, you can park up outside, you can still connect to the Wi-Fi, and that's why I ended up there. I don't know if what did I have to eat there? Oh, I had the burger there, I must admit, with the chips, and I met a dude with ADHD. I don't know why this phenomenon of people with ADHD seem to draw towards me. I'm not fast, they talk as much as I do. Maybe I have ADHD, you never know. But yeah, I had the burger there, I had a really chilled out night there, and I actually lost my bank card there, and I was going around furiously trying to search for this, and lucky enough, a shop that was just next to it, a walk-in shop, handed it into the reception, so I managed to get my bank card back. Bonus. And then after that, I ate, and I really ate. I can't remember where I'm particularly. Oh, then yeah, after that is when I went down to Barrow-in-Furness, where you saw me eating my sausage and mash. That's a special place. Yeah. My introduction to that place, I put my stuff into the laundrette, and then there was a McDonald's right up the road. I'm not proud. I was hungry, okay? It was quick. I thought it was going to be quick, but it was ultra slow. Yeah, went in there, and the first thing that happened when I was waiting for my food is this gentleman came in with his two ladies, and then he just started shouting, like, see that lady over there? See that lady over there filming me? See her filming me? She broke my window. She owes me 200 and odd quid. You see her? And he was just like, okay. And then you're looking around these people, and you're like, wow, okay. Some of the ladies there looked so butch that they could, eat a junkyard dog. Like, ugh. And I didn't, it was just wow. And then I was touring around the place just to try and find a hotel with off the street parking. I wasn't even bothered about a bath or anything like that, and I went to one place and it just looked like 1980s Essex. You're going to have the crap kicked out of you. It was really bad. Well, it might have been a good place, but that's my view of it. And then I went to an Abraham hotel or something like that, and it was right on the side of a council estate. I mean, proper looking, East London council estate. It looked rough. I was like, oh my word. And then I went over to what they call the island. I can't remember the island, but it's got the Isle of Peel there as well, which is a really tiny island. I went over there and finally found a hotel there, which is where you saw me eating this sausage and mash. But that's the only place in the entirety of Cumbria that I found that people didn't really want to talk to you. And plus, going into like problems with myself, with my hearing, you might see me talking to you when I'm by myself and bits like that. But when I have like 2, 3, 4 or more people, I can't hear each individual speech or what people are saying to me, and I end up like feeling really shy because I can't follow the conversations, and it is quite, it does become very unnerving for me, because I don't know if, when I'm talking to people, am I addressing what they're saying, because I can't understand what they're saying back to me. And that's something that's going to become more and more of a problem with me. And of course, after that, I must admit, I treated myself to that posh hotel at Green Castle, got myself a massage and then bath there. Oh, it was just amazing. I filled it up so much, I was even worried about like slipping it over the edge. It was getting well too full, but I didn't care. It was brilliant. Went down for my massage, my deep tissue massage, which was quite funny because I had the Thai massage over in Belfast, and the lady there was, literally, stepping on my back, getting my bones to crack and everything like that. But when I finished the deep tissue massage, which I didn't feel as deep as it was, and I don't need somebody stronger, I must admit, she was worried that I might get up and faint, so she brought me in a cup of water and everything like that, and waited outside the room, like, oh, room, you're all right, which was just bonkers there. And then, of course, after that, I started chatting to Nicola. And, of course, I came back over to Langdale, which is a very expensive place. It really is. I thought I'd just get the burger by itself without the chips or anything like that. And it was a 20 quid burger, but, you know, with the full meal. I didn't realise if I didn't have any of the garnish with them, it's still a 20 quid burger. It was a nice burger. Don't get me wrong. It was a really nice burger, but it weren't 20 quid's worth. If you're back in the southeast on the Ronnie Marsh, go to the Mama's Hut. You know, that's a burger. You know, $6.95, proper damn burger. But yeah, talking about going into things that we were talking to Nicola, and she says about her always getting flustered. Well, when you're working, you know, baking, you understand. Well, you won't, but you know, somebody will understand. It's quite surprising to me. And as I was saying to her, you know, I have my own problems, but it's quite nice to talk to people. And then she was saying, like, well, you know, I don't usually open up to people, but I open up to you, meaning me, which out of everything that people say about me, that is the one thing I really, really love. You know, I don't want to be inspirational. You know, if you find me inspirational, thank you very much, and go out there, do what I do, and just be a great person. You know, I'm not an animal. I'm not this. Talking about an animal, I thought the Wainwrights were like, you know, 40, 50. They're actually 214 Wainwrights, and that lady has done it twice. Yeah, and she says to me, you know, well, you know, when you're doing some of them, you can do them 12 in a row. I was like, well, even if you're doing them 12 in a row, to get to 214, you're still talking 20 weekends. And that's if you're doing 12 in a row. Sometimes you might only do one. And now she's like, you know, training herself off up to try and beat the record of doing the Wainwrights. That is a hardcore lady, and no matter how flustered you might think about that, milady, don't. You are a brilliant person that allowed me to come out of my shell for you know, quite a bit, because during coming into the autumn and winter months, I'm finding it harder and harder to talk to people. And I managed to spend an entire afternoon just being able to chat to someone that is like me, loves the adventure, loves being out there, and that I'm really, you know, along with David, I just absolutely appreciate talking to people and letting me into your lives and experience your lives, and that I absolutely love, and I cannot thank you enough. So now after that, I had a great night's sleep. I think it might have been down to being able to chat to someone and really, really have a full-length chat rather than just reciting what I've said earlier, like I have usually recite to people. I had a great night's sleep, woke up, had a bit of a lay-in, I must admit, sorry, that's just the way it is. Went down, got my, you know, bag of chicken. I think I've got like, you know, 9 pieces of chicken for $2.95 there, and then came up to the Yorkshire Dales with all this beautiful surroundings to me. What else can I say? You know, keep baking, take it easy, keep adventuring, and love you, bye.